HelloFresh, the meal preparation and delivery company, is on the edge of losing, becoming Jaguar Bud Light 2.0. And why? Because they've hired a bunch of wackadoodle, pride-loving, gender studies college graduates who don't care whether or not the company goes belly up. Today, we'll tell you why this is looking like yet another disaster, chasing woke when woke makes you go broke. It's a great day. It's a good day. It's even a groovy day, folks. And we are all God's babies under the sun. So treat everyone with kindness. Today, we're going to dive into why corporations continue to self-immolate, destroy themselves. And it's not a great look for places like Blue Apron and HelloFresh. You smash the like button. We'll do everything else right now. Pride Month is a time when many companies are backing down, but this time might be Jaguar 2.0, and it's all coming from the meal delivery companies, if you can believe it, who decided to dive deep into the uh-oh and ew nature of pride. Megan Bassam, we're fans of Megan. Megan has cited us in the past, and we appreciate that. Megan is writing, I signed up for HelloFresh meal kits. Turns out they're rated X. And that's right, folks. This is a situation where I think we are watching Jaguar, Bud Light 2.0 and 3.0. Get ready, because this is one heck of a story. It says, a 21st century mom who wants to emulate the Proverbs 31 woman may not have a household of servants to help shoulder the countless tasks of daily life, but she does have the modern conveniences that ladies of the Old Testament could never have conceived. Dishwashers, robot vacuums, drive-through pharmacies, and meal kit delivery services like HelloFresh. But at the start of Pride Month, HelloFresh added an unpleasant assignment to my already overloaded schedule, says Megan. Find a new meal delivery service that doesn't come with a side of inappropriate jokes. On June 5th, in honor of the Pride stuff, the company posted on Instagram, we know eating isn't always a top priority this month. We respect that. But for those of you who are ... prepping, we have an extensive lineup of high-fiber recipes available. And then says, Happy Pride. Megan says, for those not initiated into how this works, she says, let me help you decipher what prepping means. HelloFresh is saying that their product is useful for the clearing out of the nether lower regions of the body in preparation for things happening of a, well, typically unstated sort. She says, yes, that's what it means, all right? For those of you who are listening and still can't figure out what is this about, they basically made a joke about what happens with the bohunkus when two men are in love, all right? Hide the kids. It says, go ahead.
Who's saying love here? I don't know that that's what this is about.
Probably not. You're right.
What?
To a certain extent, conservatives, Christians, and others who adhere to a different understanding of this can be grateful to HelloFresh for saying out loud what so much love is love propaganda tries to obscure. And it goes on to talk about how she feels about this company and about this stuff. But that wasn't all, because then HelloFresh doubled down, right? They made jokes about, well, using the word, well, I wholeheartedly thank you, and they all caps the HOLE out of wholeheartedly thank you. HelloFresh also added a thing that says thank you from the, and all caps again, bottom of our hearts. In other words, this is a company that is supposed to be selling nutritional food, and they are determined to talk about things that make people think of poo. Oh, bother. It's Jaguar 2.0.
Right. Then they added in
that's the best. I don't think that's like, I mean, that's almost like an SNL commercial. I don't think that's the way you go about selling your food service. It will clean out your rectum. I mean, really?
Exactly. For things that you might want to do later in the bedroom if you are of that type of persuasion.
Right. It rings like own the chuds kind of marketing here. Somebody suggested that they add a discount code of bottoms up, and they said LOL, and they actually did make it a discount code for this. That's, I mean, hetero, homo, whatever. That's really not appropriate for a meal kit company. Also, right. That is a ridiculously expensive service, and I was not going to buy it anyways. But now, even the people that I know who could afford it, I think they're going to be staying away, because that's just nasty. Nobody needs to be thinking about anybody's bedroom habits when they're ordering a meal kit.
Nobody wants to think about cleaning out your bohunkus for the month of June. That doesn't work for anybody. All right, so here's why this matters so. Okay? Because we could sit here and we could make jokes and, we could just rip into this. But Jaguar Land Rover annual profit falls 99% after U.S. tariffs and cyber attack take toll. This is out of The Guardian. Folks, it has nothing to do with tariffs. It has nothing to do with cyber attacks, in my opinion. It has everything to do with Jaguar and their crazy ad. Jaguar nuked themselves with woke, right? Same thing as Bud Light. What if I told you that places like HelloFresh and Blue Apron, which Blue Apron had the chance then to take the market share, and they also did the same kind of stuff. These companies are on the edge of collapse already. So they are flying by the seat of their pants. They're flying by the seat of their pants. And whoever it is that's running these companies, I don't think they care if they go belly up. I really don't. Delish is writing this. This came out just recently. It says Blue Apron's exclusive supplier, Fresh Realm, has filed for bankruptcy. The bankruptcy comes after the company was forced to recall numerous products earlier this year. Misfits Market will be taking over as the exclusive supplier for Blue Apron. And it goes on to talk about how this is just a crazy, what would we say, just a crap show behind the scenes. Unlike Fresh Realm, Misfits Market is dedicated to reducing food waste by selling produce, meats, seafood, and pantry staples that are often rejected by traditional supermarkets due to ugly aesthetics or packaging issues. So now Blue Apron, Blue Apron and places like HelloFresh, they're on the precipice of failure to such a degree that they are taking the rejects from supermarkets with their suppliers going bankrupt. I mean, we are watching these companies, and this is the point I want to make. They are virtue signaling themselves into non-existence. Like, this is the problem with hiring out of the Ivy Leagues, these college graduates to come in and do your marketing. They've got a degree in gender studies, and they come in and they're not dedicated whatsoever to the success of your product. They don't care that the company is failing. They don't care that they're at the edge of the bankruptcy. They don't care that they're becoming Jaguar 2.0. It's about the religion. This is about the cult. This is about the modern message, Michelle. They are determined, no matter what, above all else, to evangelize pride, even if it means that their jobs are gone because the company's collapsed, because they believe this. They've been indoctrinated so much that they will make references to the colon and to cleansing the colon as they try to sell food in the month of June. Michelle, it's crazy world, and these companies had better get rid of the crazies or else they're out.
Yeah, I mean, as I have already alluded to, I was all over Manhattan, and genuine question I asked walking around, do straight men live here? So, that's for reference there. And even in Manhattan, there was one place that went all out for pride, and that was 30 Rock. That was Rockefeller Center. It had pride flags galore. I mean, I walked up and my niece said, well, that's just obnoxious because there were so many.
What do you think it was like 3 years ago? Because I've been to, a lot of cities in the month of June, and I remember what it was like just a few years ago. You're telling me that even in Times Square now, it was basically one location that was covered in the rainbow stuff.
Yes, I would imagine it was a lot more back then. But I mean, again, I went all over the city over those 4 days, and Rockefeller Center was the only place that was prided out.
So, we're always careful, folks. Everybody out there listening, if you're a grown up, do whatever you want to do. You're grown up, so long as you're acting legally and whatever. But these companies, they're fleeing. Most of the companies have fled. Even Disney has fled all of this stuff because I think, it escaped the bounds of what the normal public can accept, right? People are pretending to be dogs and cats now and ponies and crazy stuff in the plus portion of the LGBTQ plus. And it's just interesting to me to watch companies actually nuke themselves today. Like we watched Target, we watched Jaguar, we watched Bud Light, and there are still a few companies that are choosing to self-immolate. Jonas,
actually, can I point something out here? If you are the CEO of a company that you know is doomed, or you say you're the late night host of a show that you know is doomed.
Darn it, this is a great point.
Wouldn't you love to have an excuse that you could blame someone else, that you could throw it onto someone else to say, oh, we know what happened there.
Fooey.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Our Obi-Wan Kenobi show is not going to do very well. Let's really focus on this form of marketing. Oh, our Acolyte show is going to be full of all these things that we know don't sell well in the market. So
I'm so irritated. I'm so irritated. I didn't think of this before you.
When you said they're going down and Blue Apron's going down. Okay, there you go.
Brown Apron. That's a new name. Brown Apron. I think you're right, Jonas. The bankruptcies that we're seeing behind the scenes on these meal deliveries, the fact that, I don't want to get us in trouble, but a lot of people say, that they're not necessarily very healthy foods. And, you're spending a lot for not great quality, whatever the case may be, right? Not every meal delivery system's the same. But you're right. If they're in collapse, this is a good way to say it was not because of our business acumen. It was because of the bigots. It was the haters. It was the meanies. It was the rubes. It was the rednecks. They made us lose. Darn it, Jonas, you got me. You win. You win the day.
Well, or with, say, the case of, like, I know you guys have talked about Jimmy Kimmel probably not getting his contract renewed. He's going to blame it on, like, people don't want free speech. I mean, I can already see that one coming. That's exactly the route he's going to take.
It's on the way. It's on the way. Folks, what's not on the way? Probably Blue Apron and HelloFresh much longer. So, get your food while you can. Remember, you can grab some of those discount rejected supermarket meals coming to a porch near you. When you stick around for the entire video, it really does help the channel. And we're so appreciative of that, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine that you would stick around and hear everything we have to say. The studio is glistening because you're listening each and every day. If you're not yet subscribed, well, you should be. And click that like button. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.